Many people can never reach to the new because they're hung up on the old. The growth of my business is also my personal growth reflected in my business. People began to see the change in me. So that's where the business began. The more I achieve, the more I venture to help other persons to achieve. They want this growth.
This season was brought to you by the Belize Public Utilities Commission.
Did you know that the purpose of the Public Utilities Commission is to regulate the electricity, water, and telecommunications sectors in Belize to efficiently provide the highest quality services at affordable rates, ensuring the viability and sustainability of each sector. For further information, kindly visit our office at Marina Towers, 2nd floor, number 4 Princess Margaret Drive, Belize City, or our website www.puc.bz. The Public Utilities Commission. We continue to serve you with efficient and diligent services.
Hey, what's up, guys? Let me show you this new app and how to use it. Orders to you. So you go home, alright, and then you choose a restaurant. I'll choose Double O's. I'll choose something off the menu for the day. O's fried chicken. Have it with a little stew, beans, and rice. Add the cart. I'm in Roaring Creek right now, so let's go. Check out. So go and follow the page and download the app. Orders to you.
Welcome to another edition of the Creative Wonder Discussion Show. I am your host, Mervin Budram, and I will be with you for the next hour. On this episode, we have the amazing opportunity to talk to a female entrepreneur making a mark in the holistic food, holistic health industry. In our office, we call her the Belize Slim Fast. Slim Fast. She has successfully have results in helping not just herself, but helping others achieve their ideal weight, their ideal health, their ideal even mindset, mental state in their own health journey, right? And so it's a pleasure and honor to introduce to you Miss Carla from NaturalLean Belize. I just want to welcome her to the screen, and I'm really just excited to jump into this conversation with her today. Hi, Miss Carla, how are you doing? Welcome to the Creative Wonder Discussion Show.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. I am very excited to be here and see where this goes, this conversation about everybody out there and NaturalLean Belize, of course.
Definitely. And, we're talking about health, where, COVID really has elevated the I would say, the awareness of health, but not just physical health, but mental health, the holistic approach to health on a whole. We're coming out of a season where people have been locked up for almost 2 years, and they've gained weight, but they're not just weight, they've been struggling with anxiety, depression, kind of just being alone. Talk to us a little bit about NaturalLean and how does NaturalLean help solve some of those realities that people are currently facing?
Okay, sure. Yes, NaturalLean, like you said, is a holistic program. So what does that mean? It means that we consider you as a whole person, not just your body, but also your mental state, your emotional state, your spiritual state. And if all of those are in balance, in perfect harmony, you are going to be happy and healthy. So what the whole COVID era, the whole COVID season, what it has done to many people is that our mental and emotional health got all over the place. We were locked up. We were worrying about tomorrow or health or family members or loved ones. The numbers kept going up, so we were in a state of chaos, inner chaos. And NaturalLean, what it does is that it helps you to focus. It reminds you that your health is important, not just your body, but also to keep calm, to keep focused, to keep your faith, and just to keep everything in the right perspective as you do the best for yourself.
Very good. So you are the founder, the owner of NaturalLean. You're the, I would say, the mascot in that sense.
Yes.
And so talk to us, like, how did you get into this space? What were you doing before, and what caused you to kind of get into the space that you're currently in?
Okay, sure. Yes, if you look up NaturalLean on Google, anywhere, what you're going to see is my face everywhere. I am the mascot, I am the face, I am the person to see and talk to for the program. But before that, I was in a high school teaching food and nutrition for a while, for most of the time. Also Bible, social studies, different little, they would assign me to different things, but I was a high school teacher. But from there, I ventured into NaturalLean. I like to joke around and say, I didn't find NaturalLean. NaturalLean found me. NaturalLean found me because I applied this goal, or I wanted to see changes in my own life. And I ventured, I dared to believe that I could. And I tried what I could with what I had in our country. And I was successful to lose 40 pounds. And that was, it feels like such a long time ago, because today I'm no longer a teacher. I ventured out from the teaching world, but now teaching people around the world how to eat right, how to live right, how to do right by themselves, for themselves, and for the ones they love as well. In the beginning, when I started this program, it was pretty much just for the body. You come, you eat a certain way. I know the science of food because I was a food and nutrition teacher for many years. So therefore, that's where I got the background to be able to manipulate foods to help people to see results. But as I personally got on the journey as myself, Carla, and I lost my 40 pounds, I kept it off for over the years. I began to realize that a program of this magnitude, that is like a lifestyle change and a transformation, requires more than just what you eat on a daily basis. It requires a mindset. It requires an emotional state. It requires strength that comes from within a person. And that's when I realized that my program needed to expand a little bit more into like the coaching part. And that's where I extended it a little bit more to have the coaching, because a lot of people, yes, they have the intention, they want to change their life, but they lack support, or they lack someone who will be behind them and tell them you can do this, motivate them, give them that empowerment that they're looking for. So that's when I branched out into the holistic. For myself, it worked, and it works for everybody as well.
Awesome. I love that you said it, that you've done it with yourself, you've gotten results for yourself. I'm in the gym, and when I walk in, there's this thing that's big on the gym. You can either make excuses or get results.
That's right.
You choose. Make excuses or get results. You choose, right? But sometimes I've struggled with my weight from I was 9. Like as a kid growing up, that's been one of the biggest battles for me, my weight. And it's been one of those ongoing battles. So for someone that's kind of had that years of mental, I would say, programming, that this is my state, this is my condition. What would you say to that person to kind of, because you're more than just the food, you're talking about also the mind, the holistic approach. What would you say for that person to start kind of navigate off that and retrain or rewire the mind? Because it's a mind thing as well.
It is. Yeah. It's a mindset that, because we've been there for so long, we can begin to believe that that's the only place we can be. And so it happened to me as well, because my weight has always been my struggle. Ever since I was a teenager in high school, I always felt like my struggle was weight. And over the years, it just became progressively worse, especially after the babies, because I have 2 children. And so that mindset for me was still there, even when I started the program, even when I started to do what I could do to lose the weight. Deep down inside, there was that little voice that said, this is who you are, this is your size, this is who you're going to be. So, why are you even trying? So, but I override that somehow, the holistic approach, empowering yourself to try and to not give up before you see any results. And so I pushed through that. And that was when I realized that we don't know, in our state where we are, we do not know what we are meant to be until we try to push for something more. Until we try to push for something more, then we will realize how much we can accomplish. But if we stay there in that mindset and we don't try and we just become, we conform, then that's where we will remain in that place in our life. And so that's why NaturalLean pushes people to go beyond, to leave their comfort zone and try something for themselves. Something that, yes, it might seem like a leap of faith in the beginning. You're not going to be sure if you can do it. But if you stick through the beginning phases of changing your lifestyle and adapting it to NaturalLean and all the things that the guidelines that I provide, you will see that you slowly start to break through that mentality, especially when you begin to see the results that you are looking for from the program. It does something to you. It just melts away the fat, and honestly, it melts away the doubt as well.
Yeah, I can see that in you, and that's kind of where I wanted to kind of go next, because obviously our weight is tied so much to our confidence, our body, how the state of our body, it's so tied in with our confidence. I could walk into a room and feel like I'm on top of it, or I can walk into a room feeling I'm under it.
Exactly.
Was your I guess this confidence and this process something that goes even back younger for you? Like, take us back to the beginning. Like, did you see yourself as a young child in your teenage years? Did you see yourself doing this? And like, what was it like? What was that dream? And how did you curve into this woman that you are? Because I see the confidence, I see where you're at. So take us back in time a little bit. What was it like before?
All right. Well, that's a beautiful journey, Belle, because when I was younger, I was very shy, very shy. In high school, I was the quiet one, the book one, the smart one, but not the very vocal one. I was very observant, and I would keep to myself. I had my small circle, and that was about it. In my personal life, I'm still kind of like that, but in the social world, in the social circles now, I have evolved. I have changed. I have transformed is the word I prefer to use.
Yeah.
But why did that happen is because I wasn't there. I was on a different place. I had low self-esteem. I was borderline depressive. I had anxiety. I didn't value myself the way I should. I always had a negative cloud over my life, over my mindsets as well, feeling like this was me, the new me body, the adult body, and this is what it was going to be. But one day I saw a picture of myself that I was not expecting to see. It was one of those, infraganti photos where they just take it and you didn't realize they took it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to prepare for the picture. And I saw myself from another angle and from another light. And I said to myself, this is not the version of Carla that you were created to be. This is somebody else. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks that day that I needed to do better for myself. And each of us needs to come to a point in our life when we will realize the choice is up to us. We need to do better for our own self, because as much as a coach as I could be and as much as I could say and do for you, there is something that you have to put into the equation so that you can get the equal results or the equation full. So I had to realize that for myself, that nobody was going to come and rescue me. I had to rescue myself. And I lived that. And because I pulled myself out of that now, I, as a coach, can know how to talk to people, how to, go about working with them, the curves, the ups and downs, so that they can see the same results, not only in body, but also in mind, heart, and spirit as well.
And that's amazing. I love the, a teacher taking your what you've been doing in teaching and transitioning it into what you're currently doing right now in teaching people how to live life in a healthier state. Let's talk a little bit about that whole aspect of the name of the business. What inspired that name, NaturalLean Belize?
Okay, yes, I love that story aspect of the program, because going back to myself, how I felt like my struggle was weight. Always, since I was a teenager, I was borderline anorexic because I really wanted to have a certain figure. I wanted to look a certain way. So my struggle has always been body image and also low self-esteem related to weight. And so as I joined, this lifestyle, as I began to do things for myself, one thing here, another thing there, putting them together to see how they work, well, it began to give results in such a beautiful way that I lost the weight and I felt naturally lean, as if I was always meant to look and feel this way, as if I was created to look and feel this way. And that was where the inspiration came for naming the program NaturalLean together, because you feel naturally lean.
I love it. And you know, in our conversation, you talked about kind of coming to that place. I think they was taking a picture of you and you saw that and you said, you know, that's not the version of myself that I want to kind of express out there, and I need to do something about that. And you know, there's a lot of people right now who the current version of yourself you're not necessarily happy with, and you're kind of feeling powerless. But before we even jump into the motivation element of it, talk to us about that aspect for you when you like, okay, this was a version of myself, I'm not happy about it, I need to take action. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, sure. And each person has their own journey, their own story. My one was marriage, children, motherhood, life in general, getting busy as a mom, not having a lot of time to focus on me and to spend on myself, on my eating habits. It was just whatever comes, whatever I have time for. Being a mom wasn't easy, and it isn't easy for anyone. So that was where I was. And I think I reached to a point where I just gave up. And I said, this is who I'm going to be. This is the new Carla, the mom version of me. And I settled. And until that day that I was settled, but I wasn't happy. I need to clarify that. Deep down inside, I wasn't happy being where I was. And then I saw the picture that my husband took of me where I was sitting. I wasn't aware that a picture was being taken. And I saw myself from a whole nother light. And I said, this is not, something inside of me said, this is not the version that I created you to be. The version you are now is not what you were supposed to be. And when I saw that, it was like around April 1st. And by April 13th, I was doing something about it. I did not let much time pass by before I jumped into action to try to do something about what I was seeing and what I was feeling.
Man, you know, that's powerful. And I don't want you guys to miss what was just said. You know, sometimes we hear these stories, and I believe stories are very inspirational. Stories definitely are very impactful, and it's transforming. And that's why we do this. That's why we have these discussions, and we talk about the stories. We talk about the journey. But I don't want you to miss this. She saw a vision, and the vision that she saw was not where she wanted to be. So she decided, you know what? She went even higher. She took her vision to an even higher state and said, you know, who was I created to be? What version of myself do I want out there? And she quickly took action. And here's the reality, guys. If you want to change your current state, if you want to move forward, you got to grab a hold of vision, because vision gives you the full fuel to exercise discipline, and the discipline will give you the results, and the results will be sustainable, right? And so I can relate. I've struggled with my weight from as long as I can think. It's been my personal journey. I actually know about Miss Carla because I've worked with her, and I've gotten some results. And I've gotten definitely results, and I'm chipping away at my own journey, right? But I'm saying the results will come from discipline, and the discipline comes from vision. So grab a hold of vision. If whatever you want to shift in your life, it starts with vision. Miss Carla, let's go back a little bit to your journey and how your journey has impacted your clients. Like how does your journey radically impact your clients when you're relating and connecting with them?
Okay, well, the fact that I was there, the fact that I saw myself in a place where I didn't like being there, and that the fact that I did something about it was what moved people to look at Carla, to look at this lady that is shrinking, that she's a high school teacher, but every week you see her, she looks smaller, and things are happening in her life. Then that was when people kind of shifted their focus to this person who's doing something, amazing. And more people, the word began to spread. Students told their family members, the staff members told their family members, and even staff members began to ask, what are you doing? What is your secret? I want your results. I've always wanted to lose weight, but it's almost impossible. And you make it look easy, and you're so happy. You're vibrant. You're so full of energy. And so my own story now connects me to other people because I am like that, that possibility, that inspiration that if she did it, I can do it too. And the best part is that I went through it all, and I developed a program that's even easier than what I had to do, because I was figuring it out as I was going. But then I wrote it all out, and I made a program especially for each person, and I personalize it for them. So I have a very, very strong connection with each and every one of my members.
I love it. I love the fact that you've gotten the results for yourself, and the results translate to others. And that's kind of how we connected. We were talking about this off air, but how I found out about you, I was in the bank and a young lady said, hi Mervin. And I was like, hi. And I'm like, who are you? I didn't recognize her. And she's like, it's me. And she said her name. And I was shocked because she totally looked different than what I remembered her to be. She had lost a lot of weight. She definitely looked lean, and she looked healthy, bright. She was smiling. Her confidence was there. And I was like, what? I had to ask her, even to a point where it was a little bit offensive. I was like, whoa, what did you do? I asked her that point blank. What did you do? And then she told me, well, I did this program, NaturalLean Belize. And I'm like, you got to hook me up with that. I got your contact information. I reached out to you and I started my journey. And so I'm saying that to say the power of testimonials, the power of results, the power of getting results for yourself. And then people can see those results and they will talk about those results.
That's right.
Carla, I imagine, especially with your model, it's very much testimonial driven. It's very much results driven. Have you had to deal with people that were not satisfied or people that didn't get results, or have you had to work with anyone that you felt you couldn't help? And how did you go about that?
Yes, I work with all types of people, but the ones that I can have a sense for those who are going to be successful with all the way their transformation. And I can also have a sense for those who are just looking for results, but they're not wanting to put in the work. They want results, but they don't want to put in what it takes, the effort, the time that it takes to build a new lifestyle, to build something that's for life. So from the very beginning, I will have a sense for those that are here for life and those that are here for just the results. And it doesn't matter to me. I will give you the best of me all throughout. But in the end, it has to boil down to the person's determination and motivation to stick to the change for life, or at least until they can see the results that they need to see from the program and then decide how or where am I going from here now that I am where I want to be. And I have dealt with people who come into the program, blame the program, are not happy with the program. And when I ask them, are you following the plan? Oh, no, Miss Carla, me not follow that. So how do you expect to see results if you're not following the plan? So it all boils down to the person.
Yeah, I couple of things I really want to pull out that I'm seeing. I love your level of confidence that you're having with the program, and it's because you've done it with yourself. You've proven it with yourself, and I love the fact that you're able to deal with those customer service element of, okay, are you following through with the protocol that we have given you? No. Getting this off the ground as a business, what was that like for you? Because, you have this idea, you've done it for yourself. People are asking you, and now you're having to kind of pull all these elements together to make it a business that you can live off of. Talk to us about us. Walk us through your journey in taking NaturalLean from idea, not just to results for people, but to a business, like making it a functional business that's operating and servicing many people.
Okay. Well, one of the first things was to come up with a name, because it couldn't just be Carla, they help you lose weight, right? It had to have a name. So then I came up with the whole NaturalLean. And during all of this, I was still a teacher. So I was handling my teaching career, my mother, my motherhood, and everything, my own life, while I was trying to create this new idea that was in my heart, that was in my spirit, that I wanted to birth out for the rest of Belize. So people, kept asking, help me, Miss Carla. My mom was one of them. My brother was one of them. Many other people. And I went into a testing phase that was all free. I went into a testing phase and I began to help people for free with the time that I had, creating menu plans, ideas for them, telling them what to do, what not to do. And all of them were successful. We had 100% success rate on the testing phase.
Wow.
And that was when I realized, what, there is something here. You cannot keep this quiet. You need to help the rest of the country, the rest of the world with what you have created. It is needed. And that's when, I felt the drive to take it further, registered the company, and here I am today.
Yeah. What would you say is the most interesting thing you've learned on your journey so far?
About change, that when you want change, when you feel the need for change, then you have to realize that what you are doing now, if it's not producing results, you need to change your mindset, and you need to be willing to accept the new. Because many people can never reach to the new because they're hung up on the old. And because they don't want to let go the habits and the lifestyles and the situations and sometimes even the relationships that keep them back, keep them down, then that's the reason why they cannot move into the next phase or season of their life, which is the natural lean, the transformation, the life, the energy, the health, the vibrance, the glow, because they're hung up on the old. So one of the things I've learned is to move into the next season of your life, you have to be willing to let go the old.
You know, I see you everywhere. Like I remember when I first got introduced to NaturalLean. You know, I wasn't seeing you as much because you weren't in my radar at the time. But
Yes.
I realized when I heard the name and I start noticing you're popping up on Facebook, you're popping up Instagram, you're popping up everywhere. You know, talk to us a little bit about the power of marketing your business and what's your strategy that you're using that you're getting results, because obviously you're a results driven individual. And so what's giving you results and what would you encourage anyone to focus on when it comes to really marketing and getting their product and their business out there?
Okay. Well, for me, what worked was believing in myself, believing in what I had created, believing that it is needed, it is vital, and it is essential. So that believing that it is something that needs to be out there gave me the fire and the motivation to push it out there, to market it, to put it in all the pages, to make ads for it, to invest in it, because I believe that this is something that was needed. So in order for us to do anything with our businesses, we must believe in what we are doing. We can't just go out there and say, hey, I sell this thing. No, you have to really put your heart and soul into it so that people will see this is what I'm offering. This is what it will do for you. This is how it will change your life. And this is why you need my product. So that's where I see marketing comes in. And everywhere you see me, you will always see pictures before and afters. You will see my story. You will see what it is, explanations, education, awareness about health, and basically inspiring others to change as well.
How do you think your previous season, because you as a teacher, and I'm seeing it, right? But how did being a teacher is helping you now? And what would you say to someone who maybe they're in a space that's not the space they ultimately want to be, but they're in a space right now, they're in a season, and they're looking forward to transition to another season. What would you say to that person in terms of um, what they're learning and gaining from this season and taking it into the next season, and how should they, what kind of mindset should they be having?
Okay. Well, the way I see it is that nothing is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Nothing is a waste of your life. The very place where you are right now, take it all in. Learn as much as you can. At some point in time, another door will open, but you will take from where you are essential tidbits, strength, and lessons that will fuel and push you into your next phase. So a lot of people, they're in a place where they don't want to be, and so they just go through survival mode. They're not aware, they're not taking it in, they're not learning anything from it. They're just basically surviving it out until something better comes up. But we need to learn how to live fully in the moment, right where we are, and take in everything. Because when God opens another door for you, you are taking that strength and those lessons, like what happened to me. All the lessons and the strength and the connection, the building, the speaking, everything that I had as a teacher, I am using it now under my program, NaturalLean Belize, as well.
I love you. You said a buzzword for me that I had to jump, survival mode.
Yes.
Let's go deeper in that, because a lot of business had to kind of just COVID, they had to just survive. You had to kind of fight to keep your door open.
That's right.
But how do you know when to get out of that, or how can you be necessarily your business, because of the pandemic or whatever situation, might have to be in survival mode, but you as a leader, you're not in survival mode? Like,
exactly.
Do you have any thoughts on that, and maybe define what you mean by even survival mode as well?
Okay. Well, there's different types of survival mode. There's personal survival mode, where I myself in my own life, I'm just going with the flow, come what may. I just have to get up, go to work, do what I have to do, come back home, sleep, and do it again tomorrow. That's a personal rut survival mode. But then there's also a business survival mode, where we do the same thing with our business. I'm just going to go, I'm going to open my business, I'm going to stay there in case somebody come. And if nobody come, well, then I will say, oh, today was a bad day. And then I will do it again tomorrow. We have to have purpose. We have to get up with a purpose in our heart for today. Well, today I'm going to write a post. Today I'm going to share this. Today I'm going to reach out to that person. Today I'm going to go and put myself out there and tell people what I offer, because that's the only way they're going to know about us. So survival mode is when you sit down and wait for things to come to you. But thriving is when you believe in what you're doing and you go out there and you put your name out there as well.
I like that. So we're saying we're saying don't just sit back, wait for something to happen. If you don't talk about you, no one will talk about you. The reality, if you don't put yourself out there, no one really will start put your. If you, it starts with you. Really, it's that ripple effect that starts here and it kind of builds out and go out. I really love this. I love this conversation. I love where we're going with this. You know, how do you stay motivated? Because obviously you have a strong vision. It comes across, and when you communicate, you have a strong vision. I'm sure you probably have days where you feel like close the doors. I'm sure maybe you have months you didn't meet the bottom line with the budget. Like, how do you stay motivated and keep going? And what would you say to someone who's in that state? They're maybe not meeting their bottom line. They're probably wanting to close the doors. What would you say to that individual?
Well, one of the things that has worked for me is not letting sight or not letting go of the vision. Because if I let go of the vision, I will begin to excuse anything and allow anything in my life that seems to deter me from what or the path I was on. So I do not let sight or I do not let go of the vision. And if things get hard, you know what? I'm still holding on. I'm still hanging on. I'm still advertising. I'm still throwing everything out there, doing what I can do with, you know, with the free media streams that I can do, or, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But the thing is, don't lose hope. Do not lose sight of your vision, because the day you lose sight of your goal, the day you say, you know what, it no matter if I lose the 50 pounds again, I will just stay here. That is when you will stay stuck right there and you will never get to that other phase of your life.
Man, this is great. So what would you say? We're talking about don't lose hope, don't lose the vision when challenges come. For you, what has been some of your biggest challenge on your journey, both with the business and then also personally leading this business and leading this vision? What's been your biggest challenge, and what are some of the things you've done to overcome them?
Okay, well, one, I would say that my biggest struggle was the fact that my personal journey was intertwined with my business journey. And I had to keep up my own personal eating, my own personal lifestyle, my food prep, and all of that, while leading the rest of the country in their journey and in coaching them and in motivating them. And believe me, the struggle is real. Yeah. It's real. Yeah. I'm still fighting that struggle, but I refuse to let go, because I know that there are people out there who need my program, who need my coaching, who need me. And even though I struggle on a daily basis, you know, to have the time to prepare and to have everything set as a mother with homeschooling and with packet learning and all of this stuff, even though I'm not where I wish I could be in my personal goals, maybe I gained a few pounds over the whole COVID season and the whole trying to juggle everything season, I remind myself daily, and I tell myself this every day: Carla, you may not be where you want to be, but neither are you where you used to be. So pick up your head and keep going. And that's what keeps me going every day. We may not be where we want to be, but neither are we where we used to be. We have made progress and we need to keep going forward.
Man, that is so powerful. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, which speaks of our journey.
Shining Star Health Center, located in Spanish Lookout, is committed to providing you with the very best holistic solution to any ailment, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or what you're going through. For more information, contact Shining Star Health Center at 672-3536 or 670-3536.
Hey, what's up, guys? Let me show you this new app and how to use it. Orders to you. So you go home, all right, and then you choose a restaurant. I'll choose Double O's. I'll choose something off the menu for the day. O's fried chicken. Have it with a little stew, beans, and rice. Add the cart. I'm in Roaring Creek right now, so let's go. Check out. So go and follow the page and download the app. Orders to you.
which means we're moving, we're
Forward.
progressing, we're moving forward. That's I'm what I can definitely say, and I see, and I've experienced this. By bringing your health in order, it brings a level of confidence to bring other areas in order,
That's
right? And
right.
it strengthens your mind and your ability to really lock in and go there.
Yes.
What would you say, why the holistic approach? I mean, there's gyms, there's all kind of diet. Why the holistic approach? Why is NaturalLean, why that approach did you take for this journey for most people?
Okay. It's all based on my journey. I started with the physical, the body. Let's go do this thing. Look good, trim down, look like a model, feel like a model. It was all about the body for in the beginning. But then I realized, you know what? Okay, you reach your goal, you look good, but I don't feel good. What's
Mm,
going on? I don't feel good. I'm still depressed. I'm still anxious. I'm still worried about tomorrow. I'm still not where I wish I could be in feeling and in spirit and in mind, and emotions. And that's when I realized it's not all about the looks. It's not
yeah.
all about the body. You have to align your emotions. You have to align your mental states, your mindsets, take out everything that's holding you back. Hold on to what will push you forward. Be positive. And that's when in my own journey, I began to, put things together, fix things in my own life. And as I did it for myself, I broke free. I
Mm,
broke through a whole next level in my own life. And so I guess that's what comes through when I speak and when I talk, because I know what it's like to be there. I went through the body phase. It wasn't working. I went through the mind and emotional phase, and I know what it's like. And now I'm in that wing phase, the spiritual. You were born for this. You go get it.
mm.
God is with you. You have a purpose. I'm in that wing phase of spiritual growth. And I believe that's the last phase. Once you reach that spiritual phase where you know you have a purpose, you've taken care of the vessel, which is your body. You've taken care of the emotional part. You've taken care of all the negative mindsets. Now you are free to fly.
I love this. I love it. I love it, and I love how you've really packaged it, because I think you are right. It starts with the body, but that's not the total end.
Exactly.
So what talk to us timeline, like what, because you talk a lot that it's your personal journey. How long did this process take? Because if you're anything like me, I'm thinking, man, that sounds like a long time. Uh, and you need the motivation, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, we've gotten the body, but we're still not done. We got to keep moving forward. So talk to us a little bit about the time, and then what kind of mindset do you like surround yourself with time, and meant that you get what I'm saying,
Yes,
how
I
long
get
it
it.
will take and how you journey.
All right. So I'm gonna give you the facts, and then I'm gonna give you the reality. The
Yeah.
the facts the facts are 10 pounds a month you will lose with NaturalLean. Once you get on a program with NaturalLean, we have an average of 10 pounds for the month. But the reality is everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's body is in a different season or a phase or a stage of life. So everybody will react differently to change, especially with something that is so from within the food and everything. Sometimes your body needs to reset. Your body needs to heal a little bit from the inside before it will pour energy into the weight loss phase. So I tell people all the time, just hang on, don't give up. This is something you decided to do for yourself, and you're already feeling the difference. So NaturalLean is more of a progress in the sense of feeling better and just knowing that it's working, as opposed to results and number driven.
Yeah. So natural lean is a lifestyle. That's what I'm
It is.
getting from
It
from
is.
from everything you're saying. It's not, which I love, because I don't subscribe to diet so much. I like lifestyle change, because if it's a lifestyle, it's sustainable.
It is. Yes.
It's sustainable, and I definitely see that. Now, here in Belize, we have our norm of eating, and everywhere has, I mean, you're talking not just Belize, I believe you're talking all over.
Yes.
So
And
every culture has their eating style. That's the norm. How do you deal with the cultural eating challenges that comes up? In Belize, you every day eat your rice and beans, chicken and salad. That's kind of like the norm food group that most people eat. So talk to us a little bit about how did you overcome some of those cultural norms, and what you had to do to set things in place to help people make those adjustments.
okay. Well, I guess my own testimony and my own story is the proof that they need. that this is what I did and these were the changes that I had to make, and so all the other thousands of people that made the changes. And many times I have to educate them. I have to share awareness with them. I have to show them and lay it out before them so that they can see it with their own two eyes, because my eyes cannot see stuff for the whole world. We have to learn to see things with our own two eyes. And once their eyes are open and they see the reality that, yes, I may be eating this way since the day I was born, but that doesn't make it healthy. That doesn't make it good for me. Tradition and culture doesn't mean that it's healthy. And that's a lesson that I had to learn myself. Not just because I was getting it in my bottle as a child means it was good for me. Not just because I was eating it 3 times a day means that it was good for me. And to know that I was there and I was feeling a certain way, and I made these changes, and now I am the person I am today, that is enough. And I don't need anything more to prove that this is a better way.
Man, Ms. Carla, I think you've honed in on something that, and I agree with you, it has the potential to change the lives of so many people. I also believe that if you solve enough people's problem, you will get your problem solved as well, and you will generate revenues from it. And I think you've found something that can solve a lot of people problem. I love as well, as you're talking, you says, I know that this works, the confidence that comes from it. I think that's powerful, because there's a need, and you're confident that you are the solution, right? And I'm drawing that out because many times we step forward with our business, our entrepreneurial ventures, with different things in our lives, and where that confidence is not there, and you're trying to solve a problem, but you're not really solving the problem because you're not sure. So getting the results is so key, and I love that you are bringing that to the table, and I'm drawing it out because I want our viewers to know that, hey, whatever area that you're venturing into, you got to be clear on what is the problem that you solve.
Exactly.
And then you got to solve that problem.
Exactly.
And be confident about solving that problem. How do you stay on top of your game? I mean, there's a lot of business popping up. There's a lot of food things popping up. There's a lot of things, all the information. How do you stay on top of your game? Balance your business, balance your family, you're married, your kids. Like, talk to us about what does it look like for you to manage it all?
Okay, well, it is a lot. And yes, like you said, there are a lot of people who sell food. There are a lot of people who help people to lose weight. There are a lot of programs out there. But guess what? This is a reality that all of us have to face. There may be a lot of other businesses that are similar to ours, but there's only one you. And you bring a unique flair and a unique touch to your business. And you are going to reach a unique set of people. So you need to just decide, who am I trying to reach? Who does my voice and my product reach to? Find your niche, where you're going to be working with, who you're going to be talking to, and market and make yourself available for these people. And the ones that are made for you will find you. And so that's a reality that I have lived with me, with my life as a mother. All the struggles that I go through, I cater a lot to mothers, although my program helps men and people of all ages and stages of life to feel better about themselves. They do need to rise up from where they have been placed many times by their partners or by the men in their life. And they need to get up from there and feel better about themselves, like I did. And so I speak very highly, or I speak a lot to women. However, my program is for everyone.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So what's next for NaturalLean? Are you thinking regional, global? Where are we going as NaturalLean, please?
Well, as NaturalLean, I would say, as I see it, right, it could be global, because nowadays with the internet, we are all in one place. So I think the next step for NaturalLean is taking off the Belize and going global. Taking off the Belize and going global, and just helping, whoever have a website where I can help as many people from anywhere in the world. Because when you have a calling, or when you discover something and you believe in it so much, you might as well just throw it out there for anybody who needs it, because there's a reason why your business started in the first place.
Man, I just want to thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think so many people can learn from it. So many people can glean inspiration from it, and it touches the core of who we are, because our health, what we eat, are, and I love what you said, the body, the mind, the soul, and then the spirit. It's a perfect trinity that comes together, that
That's
makes us be free and whole. It makes us be who we're supposed to be, right? So I really love what you're doing. I love your heart, and I love your energy, and I think what really, really stood out to me, that whole thing of we started the body. It's
Yes.
not there, it's not finished, but then we move to our mental, our emotional, and then
Emotional and
and then
mental
also spiritual. And I think sometimes people get hung up
on
on
the
those
body.
process and the body,
Yes.
but we got to transition it as well, right? So really great stuff.
Yes. And another interesting thing is that some people cannot start at the body,
Yeah.
because they have to start in the mind first. There's so many mindsets are up here that do not allow them to do anything good for themselves. So I have to start with them in the mind. I have to counsel. I have to be with them through the phone, through the WhatsApp, convincing them, breaking down the mindsets, breaking down the negativity until finally they can see, and finally they join the body part of the program. So right now, what I'm about to do is venture into counseling, venture into lifestyle advice, and open up my area will be like a consultation, for people who want to come in and get this counseling and stuff. So that's my next step as well.
As you said that, like, how do you balance the business side of it, like in sense of the charge? Because you people come in, they there's a lot of need, and I imagine they don't necessarily have the budget for all of it.
Yes,
How
exactly.
do you make it sustainable for you as a business?
Okay, that's the reason why I'm bringing in the counseling and the smaller tidbits that you can do with me before you're ready for the bigger things, because that is a way of bringing in residual income. When the big packages are not selling, I'm helping people here and there, and also it helps me to reach out to those who may never be able to afford a NaturalLean package. It gives me an opportunity to get in there, with a counseling session, and just open their eyes so that they can go back and do their own little thing better for themselves.
I love that. And my final question for you would be, how do you address health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure? Like, do you deal with that? And what's your approach for it?
Yes, I have helped a lot of people, but when it comes to things like this, it's more of a mindset and an emotional thing. Because once people get diabetes and once they have some kind of condition, it's like they feel like they're done, the dead, like their life is over. And so I have to tell them, no, it's not. Your body is simply telling you something is wrong and you need to fix it. And so you're here with me because you want to fix what is wrong with your body, and you can do better and you will get better. So they come into it with a more positive outlook and they see results. They balance their blood sugar. Some of them have gotten off the medicine because of the mindset. But it's a mindset. Many people, once they have diabetes, they feel, well, now I will have to drink pills for the rest of my life. But then they don't change the way they eat. And so it's just a big cycle.
So would you say then that when you're talking about diabetes, high blood pressure, it's really just what we're eating? It's just all about the food we're eating. And if we can curb the food we're eating, we will eventually kind of bring our body into realignment. Do you feel like people are so far gone that they can't come back? Like, when it comes to that, they've been on the pills for so long, they've been in a medical state for so long that they kind of have to they can't come back, or it's a slow weaning off. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, personally, I believe that nobody is too far gone ever, but it won't be a overnight thing either, or it won't be a cold turkey thing either, because that can shock the body and create some negative results. So they would have to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, coming back to a better state of health and a better state of life. And with patience and determination, can eventually, maybe over a year or over a period of time, progressively get better. And then eventually use less and less and less medicine until maybe they are barely drinking any, or with the help of God, maybe someday none at all.
So do you focus more on positive body image and positive mental state mindset, or weight loss? What would you say is the primary focus for NaturalLean, or it's a combination of both?
A combination. I have to balance it all because I have to cater to everybody's needs. And there are some people who only focus on the body, so I have to reach them. There are some who need the mental juggling to get them to open their eyes. So I do some of that as well. And I also do emotional calls to people who are in depression, to people who are being discriminated, or to people who are suffering the consequences of their gain or their weight gain. And I make calls to everyone so that I can have a variety of people coming into the program. But from what I have seen is those who focus on the body, they will always look for a gym.
In Belize, traditionally, a lot of what you're talking about, especially on the mental, the spiritual aspect of it, traditionally in Belize, we hear a lot of that in the church and from the church, which also comes with an expectation that it should be free.
Yes.
So how do you balance that, or how do you kind of help? Again, it's another cultural thing with the pricing, charging, and do you find it? Are people receptive to it, or do you feel like there's a resistance to it?
In the beginning, even with my NaturalLean program, there was a resistance to the cost and asking, why am I selling it if this is a program that will help people and if I'm a Christian? And so I faced that battle. And then I came to the conclusion, asking somebody that I really trusted in the things of God, and I trusted her spirit and her connection to God. She said that anybody who works with the word can live off the word, because that's they're going to focus themselves just doing that so that they can be more accessible to people. And so I'm not selling the word, but I am selling a program that was inspired by the word. But I created something and I give them something that will change their life.
Yeah, and the workman is worthy of his work and his wages.
Exactly. Any workman.
Yeah, and the reality of it, I think missions is changing. I think ministry is changing to a degree where if we're going to have a sustainable long-term impact and scale it to where it needs to be, the economy that the world operates is money and finance. And so we need the resource. I love, even Jesus did it. He pushed, he told his disciple, pull a fish out of the water and pull the money out to go and pay the taxes, right? And so I love that reality that even Jesus understood that money is needed for operations, and we can't shy away from that, right? And
I wanted to share something with you that's very interesting.
Sure.
I tested giving free programs to people because I was in that struggle. God, should I give it for free? God, should I charge? What should I do? And believe me, when I said, I was shocked to know that the people that I gave the program for free didn't use the program. They left it right there. Why? Because we as humans, we put value where our money is. And if we pay for something, we will value it. If it is given to us for free, we will not give it a second thought, because we put value. Oh, she give me for free, then it no work. Because why she would have given me it for free if it work? So we think that free thing no work, or they're cheap and they're not worthy of our money. But that's when I said, you know what? Price your product, Carla. Because when you price your product, then that's where they will see value in your product, and you will be able to reach way more people by selling your product than by giving it away.
I 100% agree with you. We're on the same page with that. I had to do the same thing. I had to come to the same conclusion. And one of my inspiration that I always go back to is King David. He said, I will not give the Lord anything that costs me nothing. He understood the value of paying the price. And you pay for something, you will put in the work to make sure you get the value out of it versus if it was given to you, man. Carla, this is great. I wish we could continue going on and on and on. I know there's so much to talk about, but we got to bring you back again. And I'm looking forward to the evolution and the growth of NaturalLean, and to see where
I'm working on that right now. So next time I should have an update on what I'm doing.
How can people get in touch with you? How can people find you? How can people connect more with you, both online and offline?
Okay, sure. Well, I am the person who represents NaturalLean, who is NaturalLean. So you can, if you go on my Facebook page, I have two. I have the business one, which is just NaturalLean Belize on Facebook. I have Instagram as well under NaturalLean Belize. And then I have my personal page where I share a lot of positive inspiration, things, poetry that I write, anything that comes to my heart, I share on my personal page, as long as business as well as business advertisements. That one is NaturalLean Belize, Carla Mendoza. Also, my phone number is there, but I will say it here as well, 671-4335. And if you WhatsApp that number, I will get back to you. If I can't answer a call, I always get back in touch with you if you WhatsApp.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Miss Carla. You know, around here, and as we're wrapping up, we're wrapping up this conversation. Around here, we say treat every day like it's a Monday, and for us, that partly means that, you know, Monday is the day we start our week. Monday is the day we're motivated to go to make more steps towards the vision, towards the plan, the progress that we're called to, the problem that we're called to solve. When you hear treat every day like it's a Monday, what comes up for you?
Treat every day as if it's a Monday. I would say what comes to my mind is treat every day as if it's a fresh start. You know, because Monday represents a fresh start to a new week, to a new drive, to new motivation for this week. But if we treat every day as if it's a Monday, every day is a new opportunity to do better.
And thank you so much, Ms. Carla. Man, was amazing connecting with you, talking with you. Guys, I want to encourage you, go and check out her program. Go if you're in a state, you know, if you're in a state, I mean, even after we had talked about it, sometimes you're struggling with anxiety, depression, you're struggling with even not feeling good about yourself, you're struggling about your weight. Her program gives results, and she is an example of that. And we want to amplify that. We want to definitely encourage you guys to connect with her and make sure that you get your life and your health in order. Thank you again, guys, for tuning into this episode of the Creative Monday Discussion Show. We want to thank our audience. We want to thank you guys for tuning in weekly. We want to encourage you to make sure that you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, our Instagram, as well as keep following our network. We want to thank TNC, SOA Rise TV, as well as Caribbean Invest TV for carrying the show and helping you get inspired, motivated, and transformed. I'll see you on the next episode, and I'll say God bless you, take care, and we're signing off.
Did you know that the purpose of the Public Utilities Commission is to regulate the electricity, water, and telecommunications sectors in Belize to efficiently provide the highest quality services at affordable rates, ensuring the viability and sustainability of each sector? For further information, kindly visit our office at Marina Towers, 2nd floor, number 4 Princess Margaret Drive, Belize City, or our website www.puc.bz. The Public Utilities Commission. We continue to serve you with efficient and diligent services.